What is going on, my Cardano friends? It's your friend Jack here, and in today's video, we're going over the latest and greatest Cardano news. In this episode of Cardano Daily, we're going to be talking about some blockchain problems outside of Cardano and what's going on in the space, as well as Rogan after Goguen. With that being said, let's get into the video. But just before we get into this video, I want to let you know that this video right here you're watching is brought to you by Stickfrix, which is my freaking projects, sponsored by Stickfrix, sponsored by myself, all that good stuff. 6969 unique Stickfrix to be found out there. And guess what? We've minted 6,417. So if you want to hit that buy button in the bottom, we're almost freaking out, and make sure you join the Discord. Now, that being said, let's go on to the blockchain problems, because you're probably wondering, what the heck are you talking about, Jack? Blockchain problems. And first thing I want to highlight is the fact that we have been growing in the staked amount of ADA. No. Smart contracts did not immediately suffer this number when it was at 70%, 69%. We have been growing now to 71.5% staked of all ADA, which is a lot. And also, we just hit over 3,006 pools, which is freaking amazing. Now, one thing I want to talk about these blockchain problems is the fact that recently we've run into a bit of a bug with the Cardano DB sync. Now, did this affect block production? No, but this did affect the network, and it's something to just keep in mind that when we're building things and when people are putting things together, it's not only up to the founding companies, because this is a decentralized network. It's also up to the devs and all the people in the network, SPOs like myself, to help run the system in a smooth manner and report bugs and fix things. So there was a bug in the Cardano network yesterday. Basically, the rewards were frozen calculating from the last epoch, and it's been fixed. But it's something to keep in mind that there was a small error, which usually doesn't happen. Now, if you haven't heard about this already, chances are, it probably wasn't a big deal. And it really wasn't the end of the world, but it's something just to remember. But the fact that you probably didn't hear about this from all the ETH maxis means it didn't really cause too much issues. It's just something to be aware of. Now, that being said, along with the epoch rollover to the smart contract era, we've now seen a moving chain of smart contracts with over 100 smart contracts running on Cardano in the first 24 hours. Now, you might be saying, 100? Big whoop. Here's the thing, though. Cardano just got smart contracts, and already 100 people have went out of their way to write smart contracts and deploy them on the blockchain. So it's actually quite substantial. 100 doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually is quite a few. And this number is only growing exponentially, especially once we get more dApps and users on the network from things like DEXs and whatever else they may be using smart contracts for. The kind of possibilities are really endless. Now, you may have also heard that recently Solana's blockchain has been down for more than 12 hours. I believe it's still down right now as I'm recording this. And yeah, it's not looking so hot. Now, amidst all the blockchain problems from Solana, what you really need to know is that their blockchain was forking itself due to a heavy DDoS attack of a lot of overwhelming traffic that basically broke the blockchain. And they had to elect to shut the network down, meaning that it really wasn't very decentralized if they can quote-unquote elect to shut the main blockchain down. That is something to really consider when we're talking about decentralization and node operation costs, that if only the top % of people in the world can run a node, how decentralized can a blockchain really be if it's VC funded too? Well, I think yesterday we did find our answer, that it's not that decentralized, unfortunately. And I'm not trying to bash Solana, I'm just trying to look out for people who are falling for the trap that something has solved the blockchain trilemma of decentralization, security, and scalability, when in fact their big TPS numbers, transactions per second, really are sacrificing major decentralization to achieve those things, but they're not going to tell you that when they are talking about them. But as you can tell with Solana and what I just told you, that often comes to bite them back in the butt. Now, here's Gavin Wood, the founder of Polkadot, also the co-founder of Ethereum, back in the day with Charles and Vitalik and a few other people. But here's what he said. Events of today in crypto just go to show that genuine decentralization and well-designed security make a far more valuable proposition than some big TPS numbers coming from an exclusive and closed set of servers. Yes, he's referencing Solana. If you can't run a full node yourself, then it's just another bank. And I really do agree. If you can't really run a full node, especially even if you're just, average person in a developed country and you can't run a full node, that's not very decentralized, because only, the developed parts of the world will be able to run a node. And Solana is kind of bringing that up another level where you got to be in a percent class of the developed parts of the world, make it even harder, where places like, Polkadot or Cardano especially, where you can run a node for, $200-300 on a Raspberry Pi, or even less, $100, it's a lot more feasible and even possible for underdeveloped countries to get in and contribute to the network. So yeah, that's the blockchain's problem side of this video. And real quick, I have something else to talk about, and that's Rogan after Goguen. So a while ago, Charles Hoskinson said Rogan after Goguen. He tweeted this, and I'm not going to, put this, find the tweet, because really there is a lot of tweets. But if you look up Rogan after Goguen, I've talked about this even a month ago. Someone else, Darren talked about this 2 months ago. And there's been a lot of Rogan after Goguen talk. I've made a video on this before, and I really do think we're coming to that. We're about to reach Rogan after Goguen, and it's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, and more smart contracts are going to come. Guess what? More dApps are going to come. Guess what? More users are going to come. Guess what? The price of Cardano probably going to go up for those of you who are worried about that. But yeah, I'm excited for it, and I just want to remind you guys, Rogan after Goguen, Joe Rogan, Charles Hoskinson, Cardano, more people, more eyes, more users. It's going to be pretty awesome. Also something to remember, I made a video on this, Charles Hoskinson and Andre Geek, YouTuber with 1.5 million subs. Probably going to be collabing too pretty soon as well. And then also one more thing to keep in mind. The head of brands and comms at Cardano Foundation tweeted this yesterday. Don't really want to brag or anything, but some of the partnerships we're announcing at Cardano Summit will blow people's mind. Tune in. So that's just a little peek of something even further, more important, way more important than, being on a podcast or YouTube channel, is partnerships with X, right? With governments or with banks or both. We don't really know. If you want more info on this and more speculation, there is an Army of Spies video that was released yesterday. He talks more about this, but essentially, we don't know what's coming. It could be governments and nation-state partnerships, or it could be banks, or it could be both. We do know that Cardano Foundation has a plan to onboard a lot of banks and Fortune 500 companies, but there's also so many partnerships that could be in play here that we really just have to tune in, sit back, and relax. And yeah, wanted to notify you of that as well, even bigger than Rogan and Goguen. But I hope you guys have a great day. That's been the whole video, and I'll see you guys in the next freaking episode of Cardano Daily. Peace out.